Hey there, Prayer Plant Girl here. Today I'm going to be planting, or sowing I guess, my asters. Asters, if you're not familiar with them, but I think everyone is, they're just big, beautiful, showy flowers. They make great cut flowers. They're very easy to grow from seed, but they're one of those flowers you'll often see at a grocery store florist center filling out bouquets because they get these big showy flowers on them. There's a huge variety of asters. I could grow a million, but I try to restrict myself to just a few. So this year I'm growing one of my favorites, which is king size apple blossom. So nice big pink flowers, lots of kind of spidery flower head, lots of production on those. And then I have the Duchess mix, and this had last year I believe was the first time I grew it. Yeah, I don't have a date on here, but I'm pretty sure it was first time I grew it was last year, and I just absolutely love the flowers that came off of this. They weren't humongous, they were probably a medium-sized flower, but lots of beautiful colors. There was some peachy tones, there was blues, there was pinks, there was a lot of colors anyways, and I really liked it. So I tried to collect the pale pink ones because I really liked those. So I collected seed off of the pale pink Duchess mix flowers as best I could. Hopefully the seed is a viable seed. We'll see once I get into these packs if they look like the same thing. Sometimes it's hard to tell what the seed is on these. And then I also have Pavlova Blue, which is actually kind of a royal purpley color flower. Again, a larger, well, medium to large aster. Really nice flower, and I collected seed off of a few of the plants last year. I don't think I have any, no, I don't have any purchased seed, so it'll all be collected seed. So we'll just see what we get from there. Again, not sure if I was collecting the correct seed or not, so once we get into the packs, I'll have a better idea if it looks right. So I filled 5 seed trays. I'll probably only use 4. That gives me 3 dozen asters. I also need to be sowing my Nigella, my Candytuft, my Alyssum, a lot of those kind of cool weather crops, which asters love the cool weather. So once they get germinated and get growing here with some true leaves, I'll probably put this whole tray with the cool weather plants out into my greenhouse. So I have a lot of nice cool weather plants to get growing today. I wanted to show you these. I think I've shown them, well, I'm positive I've shown them in videos before, but some of you are new. These silicone seed trays, I really like these. They're a little bit of an investment when purchasing seed trays, but to me they're worth it because they're not like the cheap plastic trays that are going to break and only last a couple of seasons. I have plastic trays that I've taped together trying to hold the soil into them. Whereas I did just purchase a few more of these silicone trays, but not because the others were wrecked, but because I want more. So when you purchase them, they come in packs with the 4 colors. I think there's 2 of each color, so it's 8 of these trays here. And these are some, and I'm not even sure if these are 2 years old or 1 year old. This is the old one though, next to a new one. The older ones, and I don't know if it was a different seller that I grabbed them from. The old ones are a little bit thinner silicone. This has a thicker wall. It's just a little sturdier when you're holding it, but essentially the same thing. The new ones don't have markings. The old ones that I purchased have markings on them of A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3 or something like that across the spines between the cells, so you could really hone in on what's planted where if that's your thing. Not important to me at all, so I'm not worried about that. They have these little tabs, so they're easy to pull up and down out of the trays, and I really like them. So I'll try and remember to leave a link for you down below on Amazon if you're interested in purchasing them, and we'll see. I'll look and see if these are from a different seller than these, if they are actually just 2 different varieties, or if they've just changed their product a little bit. But I put these outside in the sun in the spring and into the summer as I'm getting things planted out. They sit in here, no special treatment, and they just, I've had, I think 3 years ago or maybe 4 years ago is when I bought my first set, and I buy a new set every year because I like them so much. I'm not associated with the companies or anything. Well, I mean, obviously I don't even know if I bought from the same company, but I just really like them. So if you're looking to invest in some seed trays, this would be a variety that I would really recommend. They fit in these standard 10 by 12 trays really well. So that's nice to have. Like, so even one more there fits perfectly. And I like the bright colors, they're fun. But let's get the asters sown here. So I have 2 Duchess mix. So I marked my labels here as this is just this will be the purchase seed, and this one's from the save seed, just so I can see if there's a difference. And you're supposed to plant these 6 to 8 weeks before your average last frost. I'm at 7 weeks before my average last frost, so perfect. I thought I was running behind on my timing here, but actually I'm right in the right mix of things. So that's the seeds. And I'm just going to put a couple in each cell. I'll put 3 in each cell. There's still lots in this package. It's nice. A lot of seed packs now seem to have very little seed in them. This has lots in there. I don't know all you can see in there, but lots of seed in that. That's nice. So here's the pale pink that I collected the seed off the pale pink. I also like these little seed envelopes I picked up. So again, I'm not sure how much of this is just fluff and how much is going to have actual seeds. It looks like there's seeds in here, but a lot of chaffy bits as well. So you can see I was just trying to pulp it here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's a seed on the end of that. So stick that in. There's a seed there. I'm not sure how filled out it is. But yeah, so I'm just gonna have to go through these for a minute here and actually clean my seed a little. Do it over the tray I want to plant them in case I spill. So with this safe seed, I'm down to just mostly just kind of like, they have little fluffies attached, but there's the seeds. So I'm just kind of sprinkling like a good pinch on each spot because I don't know how well these are going to germinate for me. So I'll just put quite a few in there and hopefully we get a few germinate and they all work out for me here. Now, what do we want to do next? Oh yes, I don't have, well, it feels like there might be a seed down the bottom. Let me just look. Oh, there's like 3 or 4 seeds in there. Okay, so I have like 5 of these Pavlova dark blue that were purchased. So we'll put them across one end here. And then I have, again, the seeds, and I suspect they're also not cleaned, so just take a minute and pluck some of the seeds out. So I don't know how you can see right there, like that seed, these little bits here. I'm gonna grab a pinch of those, sprinkle them in. Again, there's a lot of fluffies on there, but not a big deal. And then these beautiful king-size apple blossoms. So these are such nice big asters. Sounds like I have a good amount of seed left here. Oh yeah, lots of seeds there. So I'm just putting 2 or 3 in each cell. Still lots It's left over for another year. Seeds usually save quite well from year to year for most things, so don't feel like you have to use up all your seed in one go. You can wind up with way more plants than you want doing that. So now with the asters, they want to be about 1/4 inch deep, so I'm just going to take a little bit of the same soilless mix that I filled the trays with, just like a peat moss mix that I purchased. Has a little bit of perlite in it, you can see, and also has a little bit of lime just to offset the acidity of the peat moss. Just gives it a good balance, pH balance for growing seeds in. Once in a while I'll come across like a thicker piece of peat moss. So I don't want to put that as my covering because it could keep the seed from poking through. Now, something else I like to do, it's not super necessary, but I like to go over with just a little bit of vermiculite on top of my seed cells, and that just helps to hold moisture up at the soil surface. Vermiculite's kind of like a little sponge. It'll hold the moisture, and then when the seeds need it, it'll like release that moisture back into that soil surface. And as you know, it's important to keep that soil surface nice and damp for seed starting. Okay, and then just a spray of water. And that'll just get everything nice and moist right up at the top, again at that soil surface. I did moisten my soil already that was in the trays, just by filling my trays and letting them sit in water until they soaked up the moisture. Okay, so that was actually the end of my end of March sowing, I believe. Oh, wait, no. The Nigella was also March sowing, so let's get this done too. And then we can move on to other things. I did sprinkle some Nigella seeds around in the garden, in the flower beds at the end of the season. So I think I'll just plant the one tray just to make sure I have some going nice and early. Takes a little while for seeds to get started here in Saskatchewan outside just on their own. So this will just ensure that I have some early on in the season before maybe the other plants are really going, because it took them a little while to break dormancy. I think if I remember, these just get sown on top of the soil. So I'm filling the tray pretty good here, and I'll have to double check, but I think they just sit on top of the soil. Yeah, they need light to germinate. So I have some Moody Blues here. I also have Delft Blue. The ones that are collected are all just a mixture of the two. They're really, to me, hard to tell the difference. One has a darker blue color than the other as far as I can tell, and I don't know which is which. So, oops, got one going in the asters there. They're just a dark seed. I guess I didn't show them to you. Oh, now there's one in that aster thing too. Boy, I'm making a mess today. But they just sit on the soil surface. They want light to germinate. I'm gonna make a tag. Nigella also makes a great cut flower. And the best part is, to me anyways, the dried seed heads at the end of the season. That's when I like to use them in arrangements. That dried seed head is just really architectural. It's like a big balloon with, I don't know, like kind of hairs coming out of it. They're really pretty, and that's how I prefer to use them as a cut flower. And you can resow them every 3 weeks though if you want the fresh flowers, or if you want those dried seed heads all through the season, then just sow them every 3 weeks every month, something like that, and then you should be able to have them constantly for cut flowers if you want to do that. Now, that's my March seeds. These are my early April, and I want to get my Alyssum. Hoping I have some here. Yeah, I want to get some Alyssum and Candytuft going. Okay, so we'll do Candytuft and Alyssum. Those are also great cold tolerant plants that those two, in my opinion, aren't super cut flowers. Though I know some people do use them early in the spring just to have a little bit of something, but not something I normally cut for cut flower, but you could. I don't think they last quite as long in a vase as a lot of other things do. But sometimes we just want that spring blooms in the house, right? If spring weather's not cooperating outside, bring a little bit of it, of the springness inside, right? Put on a table or something for dinner. I'm just going to put more water in here so that these seed trays that I'm just filling also are nice and damp. Okay, so I have them all made up here. There's seed trays already. This is the Candytuft, and it wants to be about 1/4 inch deep. And there's the seeds. And again, this seed is quite old, so I'm gonna actually sprinkle just a few extras. And I find with plants like this that having a few in a cell actually can look quite nice. They don't overcrowd one another. When I say quite old, like this pack I think is like 7 years old. So that was the Candytuft. And it wants to be 1/4 inch deep, so I'll cover that up in a minute. And this is the Alyssum. And again, super, super old seed. It looks very similar to the Candytuft, just smaller. And it only wants to be buried about 1/8 inch. Put my soil mix back in here. Put some onto the Candytuft. I'm just going to do a really, really fine layer over the Alyssum. And then I'm going to go over all 3 of these that I just did with the vermiculite again. Even the ones that require light won't mind the little bit of vermiculite, I find, as long as it's a thin layer like that. And then again, spray them down just to get the soil surface nice and wet, and that helps settle the seeds down and make good contact with the soil as well. So I'll be putting a humidity dome on top of here and setting them on my grow shelf inside just to get germinated. And then once these are pretty much all up, I'm actually going to take this tray out to my greenhouse and I'll just protect it from freezing. So they'll just be staying, like they'll be quite cool at night, like probably around 5 degrees Celsius at night. And then it usually gets up in the teens to even 20s. Sometimes I have to open the doors up during the day this time of year if the sun gets out. But that'll keep them at a little bit cooler temperatures to grow on, which these plants will all like. Like I said, they all like cooler temperatures. They don't want frost. None of these are real fans of frost. So we want to make sure we're past our average last frost date before we plant them out. But they'll be good to go once you're kind of past that average last frost date. Or even sometimes I'll put them out the week before if the weather's looking good. And then I know I'll have to just cover them if we do get an unexpected frost. But beautiful plants, lots of cut flowers here, but nice color for the garden early on in the season. So thanks for coming along with me today while I got caught up on some of my planting. I've been a little bit feeling behind, but now I'm feeling a little better about it. So thanks for coming along and motivating me to get this done today, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.